Hey guys, Stealth here, and welcome to Regiments. Regiments is currently a demo version, as you can see on the bottom right hand side of the screen. It is a RTS, and I'd say it's a challenger for Wargame. It does a lot of things quite different than Wargame, but of course with Wargame Red Dragon, or the Wargame franchise at large, being one of the few operational games out there in this genre, it's likely that I'll be comparing it to that. And of course that's what most of you might know my channel for. Now, Regiments, very quickly, is an RTS that works instead of with single units with platoons. The setting is 1989, and of course there is a war, otherwise we wouldn't really be having any sort of conflict to play. The game is in demo. It is a free demo that you can play on Steam yourself, and the game is scheduled to come out later this year. Now, a quick bit about the game. It is a demo. It is in, well, it's not quite an early access version, but there are some things that still need to be colored in. One thing that I really like is the Regipedia over here, the Regimental Wikipedia, and this is going to show you all the different units that are currently in the game. But for example, over here on the top right hand side, you can see that the unit icon probably still needs to get changed, as it is the same thing for every single unit. Now, it's 1989, so you're going to be recognizing quite a lot of the units from the Cold War. We got the T-80s, the T-55s, T-72s, of course. There is the Mi-24K and V. The Mi-24Ks have rocket pods, the Mi-24Vs have HEGMs. And these HEGMs, of course, as with Wargame, have very potent abilities against enemy armor. Lots of information on this page. Fortunately, it seems to be pretty similar in some regards to Wargame. That is actually really, really comfortable, because it means that you don't have to learn every single thing all over again. Let's look at the range for the attacker, for example. It's 2800 meters. This is something that is the same in Wargame Red Dragon, so if you know that game, then you already have an advantage on this game. Accuracy on HEGMs, especially the higher end HEGMs like the Attacker, is fantastic. It's 90% chance to hit. Stabilized, 72%. These are numbers that we can only dream of in Wargame. Now, currently implemented, we have the Warsaw Pact, we have the United States, and we have West Germany. I'm not sure if there are plans to implement other units, but I believe that these are just the units that we have in the game right now. The best tank for Germany is the Leopard 2A4. You can see a little bit about the tank and about how you should use main battle tanks. Frontal armor 19, side armor 4. Keep this in mind as you're using an armored unit, because the side armor is much easier to penetrate than the frontal armor. Now, for reference, let's say a Hind encounters a Leopard 2A4. It's the Mi-24V with the Attacker, and it penetrates 18 points of armor, but it does heat damage, so I believe it's always going to pen, and that means that this tank will take some damage. Now, they have 18 durability points. I haven't quite worked out how the game treats hit points. That's something that I'm still testing, but I did want to get this video out there because I'm not sure how long this demo is going to be up. Now, let's start a mission. By the way, it is only versus AI at the moment. I'm not sure how it's going to go with multiplayer, whether that's coming or not. Skirmish. You got a couple of different game modes. You have Attack, which is just capture and hold key points. You got Mobile Defense. Use the provided transport platoons to evacuate equipment from the designated zones and return it to the starting zone. Deploy rapidly to meet enemy attacks. Your allies won't be able to survive them alone. I really like it that this is a thing in the game, this mobile defense. And you have meeting engagement. Capture and hold as many designated zones as possible. Zones provide victory points. First side to get enough victory points wins. Pretty much conquest. Conquest of strategic points on the map, and that will allow you to gain points. I'm going to go for the attack variant. Capture and hold key points to win, act quickly. Be prepared for counterattacks. Time limit set to 30 minutes. I will be playing NATO, and I'm going to go with the Panzer Brigade. Now, very important here is that you can see what you have and how much those particular units cost. But we're not quite there yet. There is more. Now, the defender is NATO, and the difficulty is, well, I guess Sergeant, although there is a small typo in here. We have a few different battlegrounds, or at least we would in the whole game. The only current map available is Starkenburg. Atmospheric conditions. You can have a lot of different conditions, and I'm going to go for casual day. Hopefully it's going to make it easy to see what is going on. Now there's only one player, the defender is NATO, and I guess the attack is going to be... Oh, actually, I am attacking. So the defender should be the Warsaw Pact. Assume command. Okay, let me talk you what we have on the screen. Top left hand side, you got an Alpha jet, which can bring in bombs. An aircraft drops several bombs on the target, inflicting extreme damage in a significant area. Very important is this bar over here, where you have these abilities. To some extent, you could compare this to the old General's abilities from Command & Conquer Generals. And depending on which task force you get, and that's the units that I can call in later in 3 minutes and 39 seconds, I can get additional of these abilities. Then we have, on the bottom left hand side, the minimap with my units over where, actually? Yeah, over here. These are my units, and this thing right here is the spawn zone. So if I would want to, I can spawn from either here or here. And I need to be moving up to these command points over here. There are quite a lot of them on the map. Eta, Theta, Epsilon, Delta, Zeta, Alpha, Gamma, and Beta. And where the enemy counterattack is going to come from, I don't quite know yet. Now this is going to be a difficult position to capture, unless I can get infantry in there quickly. Theta is even more exposed and more open. Alright, what else do we have on the screen? Top right hand side, your objectives. Bottom right hand side, controls for your units. Very important. It's a bit of a different command scheme from Wargame, so I might be using the commands from Wargame that I'm used to. And Z in Wargame, as far as I know, is not stop. Fast move, reverse move, rotate. This is very interesting. It allows your units to rotate towards the biggest threat, which they do automatically. But if they're not doing it, or if you want them oriented in a different way, you can use the rotate command. We have attack, and attack move is included in this. So if you want your units to start here and move towards, for example, Beta, you can. You just order them to attack, and they will move there on their own accord. If they spot anything in the distance, they will immediately open up on it. We also have artillery attack. This, of course, is only suitable for artillery. We have retreat. If you hit retreat, units will try and get back to a spawn zone, and they will get resupplied there. There are no logistics units in the current version of the game. Maybe they're going to come later, maybe they're not supposed to come in at all. This is something that I don't yet know. Now, it is important to keep your units alive, so that retreat button is going to come in useful, because your units gain veterancy. Now, the veterancy icons, as far as I have seen so far, could be a little bit better worked out, because it's not always as easy to see what the reputation, or what the experience of your units is. Then we have two more buttons. We have change mode. Change mode allows units which are mounted in a vehicle to dismount. And for example, we have the Marder 1A2, and these guys come with Panzer Grenadiers. Initially, they're going to start with the Panzer Grenadiers inside. If you then hit change mode, they're going to drop off the Panzer Grenadiers, and the Panzer Grenadiers will fight alongside their vehicle. This, however, still means that the 4 Marder 1A2s and the Panzer Grenadiers are classed as one unit. It's very important, they're one unit. This is not something that you can detach. If you're coming from Wargame, and I imagine quite a few of you are, normally if you have a Marder 1A2 with Panzer Grenadiers inside, you drop off the Panzer Grenadiers and suddenly you have two units. You have the Marder as a separate unit and the Panzer Grenadiers as a separate unit. In this game you don't. It's just one group. And the last button is hold fire, which is something that you would really want your reconnaissance units to do, lest they give away their position. Middle of the screen, we have the deployment points, or the DP as the game calls them. We are gaining quite a few. I have 600 at the moment, and something that's very interesting about this game, if you have a unit that gets destroyed, it's going to go with the deployment points in here. So it's going to go beyond, on the right-hand side of the slash. And those points will slowly drip back into your deployment availability point, or your available deployment points. This also means that, for example, I deploy Leopard 2A1s. I deploy them, they get killed. I can call the unit in after a while. At least that's what I've gathered so far. So be very careful with losing your units. It's much, much better to retreat them. Not only because they'll retain their availability or their experience, but also because you don't actually lose the unit. You just lose them from the front. That's, of course, going to be a potential problem. Then over here, the task forces, they're going to come in 3 minutes and 39 seconds, and I will discuss those at that time. Now, as for the map design, it looks really quite good. I am running the game on the highest settings. I think it looks good enough for a strategy game. We have a few houses over here, and you can see that the game does consider this as cover. A little shield icon appears over my cursor. We have roads for potentially fast moving. And let's see about the tactics. I want to try and go as far as Delta and Epsilon. My plan is to drop off infantry in the forests north of Delta, so anything that tries to come in here is going to get engaged by the units that are patrolling that forest. So for that I will at least need Martyr 2s. That's going to go there. And you can immediately click, as I did, on that position where you want them to go, and that's where they'll head. I'm going to try and do the same thing with Epsilon, but Epsilon's not as likely to get rushed. So maybe send these guys over here. By the way, very interesting here. I just noticed this, but I kind of talked over it. These infantry units, the Panzer Grenadiers, they have 1 machine gunner, 3 riflemen, 1 anti-tank unit, and 1 air defense. They can actually deal with enemy air units. Probably not as good as a Flak Panzer Gepard group, but still, they at least have some ability to defend themselves against helicopters. Now let's get the Lukes out. The Lukes have a very high stealth modifier, and their vision, their line of sight, is better than the ones that the other units carry. For example, the vision here is 3250. On the Leopard 2A1 it's 2250. So I will see these guys coming way in advance. Now, as I'm going to be moving here and here, I want heavy tanks on the front. So that's going to be Leopard 2A1. So I'm going to try and take that position. I'll have a few Gepards fall in behind. And let's see. I could try and take this position with Leopard 1A4s and just hold them off from there. I expect that their spotting is good enough at 2250. And, well, hopefully they're not going to get engaged too heavily, because the Leopard 1A4s only have 11 frontal armor. The 2A1s have 16 frontal armor, so that's quite the change. Now, I think that's all of my units, because I only have 55 points left, and the next Lux is going to cost me 60, 170, or 90, so I cannot work with that at all. Now, whenever you want, you can press space, and the game is going to immediately wait. Oh, by the way, there are supply trucks. My mistake. There are supply trucks. So disregard what I said previously. You actually have supply trucks that you can use. Top of the screen over here we have the countdown timer. 29 minutes left, and I have 0 points out of... I don't know how many points I'm supposed to have. And of course, the more points I capture, the more points I will actually be getting, probably. Now I'm going to have my Gepards fall back. I don't want those to be moving up. Let's see, what are we facing here? These are my units. We are facing T-64 BVs. Lovely. What you can see about these units is that they have a range of 1081. That's the range that we're fighting at. We have 22 AP and 16 armor at this range. So the closer that my units get, I think... No, it's the Martyr 1A2s with their missiles. The Martyr 1A2 carry, I think, pretty potent missiles. Milans, maybe? there is, at least as far as I've been able to tell, no button that tells you in-game what sort of items your units are carrying. What sort of weapons, what sort of weapon systems. What it does tell you is that my Martyr A2s, so the 1A2s, have 22 armor piercing versus 16 armor, which is an 85% chance to pen. And we are only 400 meters out. So I'm going to change these guys and allow the infantry to start fighting as well. The the Leopard 1A4s don't really have enough penetration. They can penetrate 15 points of armor, but the enemy has 16 points of armor, so my chance to pen is pretty bad. And that's why I'm going to tell these units to keep going, making sure that I try and get a flank shot on the T-64BVs. Over here we have what looks like a tank unit, but I haven't quite properly identified them yet. And over here there was something else that had pretty long range fire, but these two I have not yet identified. The top left shows you that I only have 7 points, so my 25-point airstrike is completely, well, it's not an option whatsoever. I want the Panzergrenadiers to continue onwards in their Martyr 1A2s. The Leopard 2A1s are going to have to help out, because the Panzergrenadiers and the Martyr 1A2s are getting their asses handed to them. And so are the Leopard 1A4s. Come on guys, get in the forest. Alright, we are now turning this point around. You can see the red bar over there, when I hover over beta, is dropping. I did lose, and this is actually a good thing, I did lose my Martyr 1A2 group, the guys over here. This unit is now available to be called in. I do have the points for that, but you can see that there are 85 points sort of locked. Those, as far as I've been able to understand, are not reclaimable as of yet. They will slowly drip feed back into the main supplies. Now, judging by how well this attack is going, I think I might need more tanks. Unfortunately, I don't have more tanks. Or at least I can't afford them. I have them, the 2A1s, but I can't afford them. Now we're fighting T-64 and BMD-2s. The Martyrs are actually doing good work here. And the Gepards have retreated, in case the enemy deploys their helicopters. I suppose the DeLuce is dead. I need a reconnaissance unit here. I need to see what's going on. Because I think that they can see me, but I very well can't see them. I'm going to pull these guys back a bit. Let's switch the Martyr Grenadier, and the Martyr and the Panzergrenadiers, and have these guys attack. See, this is something that I'm going to have to get used to. I am used to pressing Q and hitting attack move. In this game it's E. So I try to do Q, and Q is actually retreat. So be very careful when you're playing the demo for yourself about which key commands you use. I'm going to retreat these guys. The looks are here.
They're brewing up. We're getting a lot of fire here.
I'm going to retreat these guys. When you retreat the unit, they're going to pop smoke. And they're going to just get the hell out.
Multiple thermals, please advise.
And I hope that this is going to keep them alive. Now the Leopard 1A4 is capturing beta. That should start getting me points. And the Martyrs over here are doing the same thing by kicking a couple of BRDMs out. That also gave me a few points. So I now have enough to bring in another squadron or platoon of Leopard 2A4s. Let's bring those in. Right now with this game, I really like what I'm seeing. I think it has a lot of potential. Let's see. Yeah, we got our Leopard 2A1s here. And if I understand this cooldown bar correctly, that's the time that it takes for these units to cool down and to get repaired. So we should start seeing a few more tanks appear right about now. No, not yet. Maybe that was the unavailability because I had them retreated. Their health bar is going back up. And there's the second tank. There we go. Once the tanks are back up to 4 strength, I'm probably going to push them back in. Now we've captured Alpha and Beta. Unfortunately, my Leopard 1A4s are in a terrible condition and will probably need more assistance. So it's going to be time to get these other Leopard 2A1s involved.
Position ready. Over.
Now I do have 162 points. Let's get the M106s. Time to bring in some artillery. The artillery can target pretty damn far. You can see how far they can target by the range circle there. They won't actually be able to destroy the units, but they will be able to suppress them. Looks, maintain your position. Leopard 2A1s are going to be engaging from very short range. Stop. Currently working over the VDV. My tanks are getting suppressed. There's definitely artillery coming in from there and there. Let's have these guys try and check it out. Okay, my guys are getting a bit overwhelmed. So I'm probably going to have to pull them back because this red bar, and it doesn't scale. The red bar seems to show that they are very much suppressed and are not going to be very combat capable when they're suppressed. What also happened is that I can now select a task force. If I select a task force, I can pick any of the units that you see here, and these are a sort of attachment to your group. They can be, well, let's just start. They can be tanks. This is Armored Task Force Regensglas, and this has a couple of Leopard 2A4s for 245 points. These are very potent units. They also come with the Rally ability. Direct command intervention rallies allies and reorganizes suppressed allied units in a certain area. We got Armored Task Force Stiefbrüder, Leopard 2A1s, Leopard 2A1s, and Gepards. I think that what I need more is a bit more infantry, because I have my two tank groups. You have Armored Task Force Schwalbe, Leopard 1A5s, and Lux, as well as artillery units, smoke screens. Artillery barrage delivers a quick salvo of smoke rounds, obscuring the vision in an area. So smoke is no longer delivered by mortars or artillery. It's now, in this game anyway, it's considered a smoke barrage by a sort of action ability. Cools down in 60 seconds. That is all. Let's see, we got more Leo 1A4s, area reconnaissance. Divisional intelligence assets. Concentrate on spotting enemy movement in the target zone. This is a sort of, again, from generals, it's the spy satellite ability. You immediately get vision over a new area. Now, what do we have here? Jaguar 1s. Anti-tank units are long-range, stealthy armor hunters. They're very vulnerable in direct contact. But they can engage tanks at 2800 meters. Whereas my current Leopard 2A4s can engage at 2,400. So they outrange them by 400 meters. Task Force Milliarde has Alpha Jet bombs. We got Artillery Strike. HE Frag. This is important. Moderate damage and suppression. Of course, it's not going to do that much against armor, but it will probably wipe out infantry units pretty quick. Mechanized Task Forces. And just a pure artillery group. Area recon, and then you open up with 6 M109A2s if you call in everything. Artillery group Anfang, pretty much the same thing, except these guys come with Panzer Grenadiers. What they do not have is an ability. We got artillery group Krieger. Brings out the heavy guns, unrivaled in long-range suppressive fire. It must act as a support for other combat-oriented units. The Lars. 12,000 meter range artillery, and these guys can hit targets, as it says, with dozens of rockets. Also comes with a group of Leopard 1A4s, but that's, I think, more of a defensive unit than anything else. I'm very interested in the helicopter group Antwoord, a rapid response group with fearsome firepower but little survivability. We got Fuchs Jäger, armored personnel carriers. I believe these are reconnaissance units, if I'm not mistaken by the icon. Or are they engineers? No, I think they might not actually be recon. I'm still trying to wrap my head around all the different icons. This is a reconnaissance platoon, so it's the dash. That's the reconnaissance. That means that these are not reconnaissance. We do have specialized reconnaissance platoons as well. We got Recon Task Force Son and Teagle. Teagle has excellent mobility and stealth, best employed to locate enemy units and provide advanced warning of their movements. Lux, Leopard 1A4, Fuchsjäger, and Artillery DPICM. Cluster rounds with improved lethality against armor targets and targets in cover. But it's pretty expensive. This is going to cost you 40 of those action points. Something else that I haven't covered yet is the command units. Command units, they provide accuracy, they provide better effectiveness of the units around them. They are, well, can be vulnerable. I mean, like an M577 is vulnerable. Leopard 2A4, not so much. This is a main battle command tank. And I think I'm going to call in Command Group Leitung and provide with artillery barrage, Panzer Grenadiers, command tanks, and more Gepards. And I can always call in the helicopters in another 4 minutes. Now these Leos need to reverse, and the other Leos need to advance. The artillery needs to keep pounding this position. And the Martyrs, they are currently engaging the VDV from an angle. Yeah, keep doing that. Oh shit, what's that? Is that a tank? Fall back. Veterancy up. Very good. We are, however, suppressed. Fall back, guys. That took quite a lot of damage, that Martyr group. So pushing here is not going to be easy. Leopard 2A1s are getting pretty hammered. Let's see, I don't have enough points for the Leopard 2A4 just yet. I'm 1 point shy. There. Call it in. I want these to go back and resupply. And I want these to start falling back, because we do not yet have the firepower to neutralize all these units, and as such to push up. Panicked. Okay guys, evac, pop smoke, get out of there. Try to retain that group. And you can see as they're falling back, they're heavily getting shot at. DeLuce, not getting spotted at all. And not getting shot at either. There seem to be 8 VDV operators still alive, and the BMD-2s. I don't think it's gonna seriously hurt them. No. I've seen better. Now, the Leopard 2A4s are here. They provide, I believe, more resistance to suppression, and more importantly, more accuracy. You can also keep a command unit close to your own artillery, and by doing that, you make sure that your artillery reloads faster and acquires their targets faster. Both of which, of course, are very nice. Now, we're immediately getting shot at again. Gotta be very careful with these, as they're a big investment. This is 170 points. And it looks like they are getting their asses handed to them. I'm not quite sure what they're firing at me, these BMD-2s, but it's not pretty. Let's see, what happens if I move my resupply units in range there? Also, I would love to get a few more infantry units. So I can push from here through Beta and not, wipe out the tanks. Okay, all the VDV are gone, it's just the transports now. The Leopard 2A1 group is ready to go, and so is the other one. Alright, guys. We have some units to get rid of. Ah, it's a new resupply sector. Does that mean I can call them in from there as well? No, it doesn't. But maybe I can resupply that tank on the move. Stop. One thing I haven't quite worked out yet is how ammo works in this game. Whether it is a thing, whether it is something that I need to keep in mind, I don't know yet. Now, I'd love to resupply these, but I don't know if I can. I just hit X, getting them back into their vehicles. And to try and capture position Zeta. Alright, there goes one BMD-2. There are still units here. Let's do a bombing run on, hold on, what's this? Tanks. It's not going to do very much. Extreme damage though. Alright, let's see what they do against those. Fall back. This command tank's now providing support. Alright, you guys get to go back all the way again. Yep, here comes the airstrike. Extreme damage is debatable, I would say. Oh, the T-64 BVs are on the move. They're trying to get out. Good, that's my moment to strike. Alright, arty units, I need you guys to move up a bit. Now, the arty was out of range, and they immediately started moving up themselves to get into range. That's something I really like. Let's get the helos involved. Helicopter group Antwoord. Call in. I now have access to a flight of 2 PH-1 Tiger attack helicopters. Let's bring these in and hope that the enemy has not deployed any anti-air that I have not seen. They have still deployed artillery, but the real question is where? And maybe more importantly, how do I get to them? Ah, here are the Tigers. Let's have a look at that model. Oh, not Tigers. Oh, right, it's the BO-105s. HGM's going out to meet the T-64s with an ability of 20 AP. We're now forcing these T-64s to get out of the area. Time to move, time to push. Oh shit, we're getting engaged by a lot of units. Radio intercept reports signs of a counterattack. S2 estimates 2 to 4 platoons involved. I think I found them. And I don't quite like it. Now, one thing very important about this game is that, as you can see, the units that you have here are also providing you with information about their status. How healthy are they? Are they combat capable or not? In this case, they're pretty good. Except for the Leopard 1A4s. I do want to bring those guys back, so I'm going to retreat them. And that immediately puts them out of my command until they have been resupplied. Now I can get all of these guys to move up. That's the supplies, the Leopard 2A1s, and the command unit. I need you to keep pushing. I need the command to stay in the front line. I need the supply route here. My unit over here got completely butchered.
Under attack, please advise.
I'm going to need another reconnaissance unit, but I don't have the points. Or well, I do have the points, sort of. Let's bring another Lux in instead. Alright, capture that position. Two A1s here. Gamma is being countercapped. I do want you guys over there, and then we're going to offload. PH1 arrived, okay. Let's see, I have 151 points. Let's bring in a couple of Fuchs. Oh, hello. What are you guys doing up here? Push. Gamma, neutral. BMP-1s. Really? Let's see, where's my artillery group? I'm gonna have to keep those guys pretty close now, because otherwise they won't be able to do something from way outside range.
Unit lost.
Where? It's not the helicopters.
It's a slaughter. Get us out of here.
Who? Where? Oh, the PAH-1s are under attack? No.
Low on ammo.
Shit, that's a problem. Gamma captured.
Nailed one.
Get back. We're getting seriously attacked from here now. Artillery, hit that. I still don't have enough action points, or... I'm not exactly sure what the command term was for that, but I don't have the points to take on this group. Or, well, I can take them on with the units I have. But what I do not have is an artillery strike to hit them with. Alright, let's keep pushing. They're on the retreat. I want you guys to fall back to here.
Multiple
Want the
thermals.
resupply. Okay, the BRDM2s are suppressed. Time to offload these. Get those 32 Jaeger out there. And now we can attack with all the Jaeger.
Running out of ammo.
Those T-72s, however, are going to be a threat. Let's see, where are the helos? I need the helos to attack the tanks.
Solid copy.
Engage. Oh, they're out of ammo. Okay, retreat.
We need support
That's
right
that
now.
vertical bar. That's their ammo supply.
We've got multiple wounded here.
Okay, get out.
Vehicles green.
Where are the other... Oh, the other healers are also out of ammo. Lovely. Oh, there goes the Fuchs group. Completely destroyed.
We're killing them.
Upper 2A1s are working over the T-72s before the T-72s can counter-capture Alpha. Or have they? Okay, PAH-1s are being resupplied. The Leopards seemingly are good to go. Let's bring you back for resupply, and you. Let's see, I'm floating 396 points. I need to bring in a reconnaissance group again. Drop off the Panzer Grenadiers there. And what else do I have points to spend on? I can bring in the Fuchs Jaeger again. Back into the woods. And the Panzer Grenadiers. And that's pretty much everything that I have currently, with the exception of another group of Gepards, but I haven't seen a single enemy helicopter yet. So I'm not too concerned about the anti-air defenses right now. Alpha has been slightly counter-capped. Let's have that neutralized. Resupply trucks are getting hit. I'm not sure if they can resupply themselves. At this point, I'm not eager to find out. Let's get the helos out of here. 2A1's there, 2A4 command here.
We're getting a lot of fire here.
There's my artillery unit over there. Just on the edge of their range.
Pushing out.
Yeah, it's the Mortar 1A2 group. That's engaging defenders around Epsilon. There's a command BMP-2 there. That needs to be a priority target.
Target destroyed.
Check out here. Flying units. That's on my 24s. They are getting shot at by... Well, they were getting shot at by that group. But not effectively. Time to bring over the Gepards. I want you guys to resupply. Just completely fall back. We got our reconnaissance Lukes over here. And then the Panzer Grand unit. I want you guys to drop off. You move here, and you move over there. Off we go. There are still more positions that I want to capture. Oh shit. Big counterattack here. I don't have much. Rather, I don't have enough to defend this place. Gepards seem to be trying to take down the Mi-24s. Successfully, I think. That might have been the crash of an Mi-24. Get out of here, Gepards. Let's pause for a second. What's the status? I got the Leopard 1A4s. I need you guys to get repaired. Mortar 1A2s are here. Where are all my tanks at? There's one tank group. The other tank group is over there. The next task force that I'm going to call in should be an armored group, I think. Because I don't really need more reconnaissance, I just need more flat firepower. Just task force Regenglas. 245 points for these Leopard 2A4s. So I really hope that they're going to come with a bit of veterancy, otherwise I don't really see the point. The Flak Panzers have been destroyed. My Gepards are gone. Already hit there. Leopards, fall back. You're getting way too close to the VDV. Command tank, fall back. Artillery barrage, here. Right on top of Gamma. But I think they might stop there and try to cap it. Artillery barrage is going to miss. Yep, he's going to come in 5 seconds. Go guys, go, 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 go. PEH-1s are trying to do as much damage as I can. With every unit that I kill, I gain more points. So now I can call in both 2A4 groups here. Drop off. Keep going. Situation here. We are dealing with longer range attack. That's going to be a problem. Because the Fuchs are not capable of dealing with that. Oh, hi. Not identified yet. I have points. I just don't have a lot of units that I can call in. Just another Luke's group, I guess. Gamma is being capped again.
Nailed one.
I want you guys to repair the Leo 2A1 and the command tank. And these are mopping up T-55s. Now, it'd be great if I can capture Zeta, but I first have to wipe out the T-72s that are guarding that position. What you got?
We'll go.
Now, as you can see, maybe the mortar grens, or the mortar with Panzergrens are slow because they have their infantry dismounted. And I now need to get rid of the BTRs.
Unit lost. I repeat, unit lost.
Let's get you fall back a bit. Throw in the artillery. Get an artillery or an airborne strike there. Oh crap, we're dealing with an attack here. A bigger attack than I can muster at the moment. My leopards are ready.
Pushing out.
Let's push up, see how far I can get with this armored fist of mine. 2A1s are ready, 2A4s are ready. Helos are ready. You guys here, you guys there. Artillery units, move up. We need more supplies. I lost the Lux, I lost the Mortar 1A2s. Gonna bring in more Panzer Grenadiers. BTRs are now moving out. I'm constantly getting more points, but I don't really have a lot to spend it on. I really like this system with the task forces, where you can just see that the task forces are... They're going to sort of customize your deck, if you will. They're going to customize your battle group. Shit. Resupply unit. Go there. M106, move up. Mortar 2s, move up. We should now be able to get these guys on the run.
Running out of ammo.
Get in the cap. Tigers. Oh, the Tigers need resupply. You also need resupply. We're going to set up a resupply point here. If you need supplies, get over here.
Vehicle lost. They're brewing up.
Alright, I did lose a vehicle there, but we are counter-capping Epsilon. I believe units which have the emplaced marker are going to be more resistant to enemy damage.
Affirmative, over.
The 1A4s that I pulled back a while ago are good to go. I have 610 points scored. And I'm gaining quite a few. 6 to 8 platoons are expected to counterattack here. I'm going to need the Leopard 2A1s to stop that. We got a fresh group of Panzer Grenadiers. Maybe they can help me stop this attack. I want you guys to front your armor to this side. And these look like they can use a bit of assistance. Oh, I haven't capped it.
Unit set. Send your message. We're getting a lot of
let's
fire
drop
here.
another artillery barrage over there. It's going to take me 20 seconds or near enough to get there.
Heads up. Enemy contact.
At which point, it looks like they're gone. Disembark. Disembark. They arrived more or less at the right time here. Who else do we have? We got you guys. Attack. I have a lot of points and not really anything to spend them on, so I might as well. Party, short range. These Leopard 2A4s are getting their heads done in. Fall back. Same for you, fall back. These are very much losing this fight. They're losing riflemen quickly, but the T-72s are going to kill me. Prioritize the T-72 with the Panzer Grenadiers. Come on, wipe them out. That's another kill. I lost one Leopard 2A1 group. 700 points, 10 minutes left. Kill.
Affirmative, over.
Cap it. Get back in your vehicles. Speed up. Lux, you're a recon unit. I need information. Leopard 1 and 4s are at the front line. Time to capture that position. I want you guys to hold this ground. What do we have? We got the Leopard 2A4s over there. They're ready to go. The other group is ready to go as well. Zeta is counter-capping. Looks for scouting. Both helo groups are still alive and resupplied. Good. You guys over here. You guys over there. Epsilon captured.
We're in sector. Solid copy.
Zeta captured. Excellent. Expect counterattack 1 or 2 platoons.
Battle position ready.
Where though? That's going to be the real challenge. If they spawn here again,
We'll go.
then it's going to be tricky. Because they're going to be spawning right on top of my units. I need you guys to get resupplied. And I want the command tank sitting over here. I'm not sure if it's wise to start pushing out all the way to Eta and Theta. Oh, there's the counterattack, I think. BTR 80 with riflemen.
Target destroyed.
Get out. Looks, you're not a combat unit. Don't try.
Vehicle zapped. No survivors.
Don't try. You won't win. Just get resupplied. Go here.
Out.
Already to this position. Gepper to this position in case the helos pop up again.
Contact front. 1,000.
Oh, get that HQ unit. Get it. Maybe not so much you guys, but the other Leopard 2 group can go.
Solid copy.
You get to fall back. Supply moving up a bit. 2A4 command. Hold your position. I'm just going to wait them out. I have 868 points and gaining quickly. And I think I need to get up to 1,000.
We're entrenched. Affirmative, over.
These guys are ready. Let's put them in the forest here. Have the helicopters assist if required. 1A4 is over there.
Solid copy.
One thing that I would like to see changed is this unit icon over there. Just to the right side of that circle that says it's an armored unit. I need that to be more clear about what sort of veterancy level I'm looking at. Because I just don't know.
Roger.
Is that reputation or experience 1, experience 2, experience 3? What am I looking at?
Nailed 1.
Command tank firing. I want you guys to engage from the different vector, different angle.
Green.
Attack. Here comes the artillery strike. Oh, it's Nona's. This is their artillery group. They're getting absolutely hammered. Take out that other Nona. It's trying to escape. Not having that. Beautiful artillery strike there. Oh, the leopards are getting hammered again. Very badly as well.
Reporting hostile fire, over.
Now in this case I cannot quite identify what I'm shooting at. So I need to get my units closer.
Affirmative,
Because I
over.
know that I'm shooting at something. Looks to be transports, BMPs I think.
Objective
Done.
completed.
After action report. Blue. Total victory. I killed 134 units. I think. And red killed 156. I think that might have to do with all the infantry units that I lost. Especially early on, I lost a lot of infantry. Commander performance report. Player destroyed 79, lost 60. And of course red, pretty similar. My kill-death ratio was actually negative. I killed less than I lost. So I could have done that better. Anyway, that is this mission complete. You can see that you get a complete after-action report about what happened to what platoon, at what moment, what engagement happened. Here, the T-64 B-1Vs attacked the Leopard 2A1s, but I retreated them, I think. Or is this a shot-per-shot action report? Because it's 706, 711, 720. And they keep exchanging fire. But I'm not sure if they actually destroyed a group. Oh, hold on. Maybe I should read it like this. T-64 killed off a 2A1, another 2A1, and another 2A1, leaving just one 2A1 alive. And that's the one I pulled back. This is group Schwalbe 3. And Schwalbe 3 then got pulled back, I think. Schwalbe 2A7 or Schwalbe 7 assisted and started dealing damage to the Delta 6 platoon. I think that's how I'm supposed to interpret this. As you can see, it is very, very, very detailed. And you can see exactly what encounter happened, who killed what, and how that happened. Quit, yes. So that is the early view of Regiments. There are 2 other game modes, and I'll try those out as well, and probably do videos on them. Right now, I really enjoy what I'm seeing. I think this game has a lot of potential. The attacks, the counter-attacks, the units, it all just works. There are some things that I would like to see changed. For example, give me a bit bigger HUD. Give me a bit more information about how my units are doing. The health bar, and experience bar, and ammo bar, and experience level could be done a little bigger, just making it easier to see. But the rest of the mechanics, they're intuitive, they're great, they're a fresh change from Wargame Red Dragon, and especially with the task forces, that's a neat find. Considering that you can bring your task forces in as needed, and in case you want to go for a more reconnaissance-oriented group, go for it. If you are a more defensively-oriented group, maybe bring more arty and have a few frontline units. I think this game has a lot of potential, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. It's going to come out later this year. Link down below in the description to the page where you can download the game, where you can download the demo, and of course where you can wishlist the game. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about this game. I'm very much interested in what you guys have to say about the game. I think it's not a Wargame ripoff, because that happens a lot with these games. People say, oh, it's a Wargame ripoff. No, I don't think so. This looks very much built from the ground up and very different from Wargame. Anyway, long video, review / first impressions / gameplay, all in one. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. See you soon.